Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ms. Srividya. I'm audible, right? I find
Yes, yes.
right. I find Tejaswini, Sumit. Yes, I welcome you all to today's session. I just shared my desktop. Hope you can all see it. So, from today onwards, let us focus our attention on both testing aspects, manual testing, and test automation. Right. So, for anybody to understand the concepts of testing, it is required that one first study about SDLC and various models software companies adopt for implementing this SDLC. First of all, SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle. And some people also call this as System Development Life Cycle. In fact, software which we develop for our clients will run like a system only, right? A system that automates tasks, those which are otherwise carried out manually can be carried out automatically by using our software, right? So therefore it is called a system development life cycle, software development life cycle, both mean one and the same. According to SDLC, there are various phases which the software project undergoes. So let me explain about those phases through a simple diagram. Pictorial view, diagrammatic view will always help in understand the concepts more thoroughly, right? So here we go. Okay. Hope you all can see my desktop. So SDLC mainly comprises of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 phases. Some people also subdivide SDLC into 6 phases. In the first phase, where software is developed, requirements are gathered. Suppose that a bank like State Bank of India has approached your company, asking your company to develop software with the help of which people then. Just assume that you are working in a software development company, right? Software development company like TCS, right? So what becomes your duty then? First of all, your people. So your company would be employing a team of people called as business analysts. Okay, BA, business analyst. So your company then sends business analysts to SBI headquarters, State Bank of India headquarters, And your business analysts will then study the proceedings that take place at SPI. Just assume that SPI does not have any software until now. Okay. Say all operations are taking place manually at SPI. Now they want to computerize their operations, all the operations. So first of all, your business analysts working in your company will have to identify the requirements. So why SBI wants automation to be performed? Presently at SBI, all transactions and business operations are taking place manually. So definitely they are facing some problems, right? Manual practices are always vulnerable to errors, right? So it becomes the duty of your business analysts to study all those problems and understand why SBI has approached your company, TCS, asking it to develop software for them. What is the need? Okay. So probably customers are facing a lot of difficulties, right? Waiting time is more because of manual practices. And, there is a tendency of employees of the bank committing mistakes, errors, right? And for searching and sorting, a lot of time is being consumed. These are all problems, right? So each problem must be identified as one requirement which has to be fulfilled. Okay? So in the first phase, your business analysts will have to gather requirements. Gather the requirements. Requirements can be gathered either through questionnaires, right? Or through interviews. Means your business analysts will have discussions with, SBI managers, responsible person, those who have good knowledge about the business operations at SBI. Your company people will approach them, okay, through questionnaire and, through opinion forms, through interviews, etc. Your people will gather the requirements. Then so probably, they would take somewhere around 10 days or 20 days just to gather requirements. They will write down all the requirements in one document. And then they will all sit down for a meeting. That meeting usually takes place at our office, TCS office. And they would invite the client also to that meeting. Okay, those people who are holding very high positions at SBI will attend that meeting. And then requirements will be analyzed. Okay, so the next step is to analyze the requirements. During analysis of the requirement, mainly feasibility study will be made. Okay. So your business analysts will try to find out whether all the requirements are feasible or not. Feasible means mainly technical feasibility, right? Meaning of the term English word feasibility, right? Possibility. Feasible means, first of all, it must be found whether it is possible to fulfill the requirements, right? Client may be asking you to bring the moon to Earth, right? Client have so many expectations about computer systems. But you must have the technical expertise, right, to fulfill them. First, you must know your abilities. Then only you have to agree to do that project, right? Without doing all this careful study, if straight away you agree to develop the project, and after few days of developing it, say you find that it is highly difficult, economically not possible, technically not possible, then at that time, by that time you are already into the midst of the project, you cannot backtrack, right? Therefore, right in the beginning itself, your people will try to understand the technical feasibility and then economical feasibility. Economically viable. Okay, so client must be ready to sponsor all that expenditure. Okay, that would be incurred on developing the project. Budget, right? Client's budget must also be understood, right? So here, after finding that, if at all they find that the requirements are feasible, if requirements are not feasible, then straight away they would reject the project, right? Now let us assume that requirements have been found to be feasible, then your business analysts will convert requirements into a technical requirements means they would give them one technical format and put all the requirements in one document. That document is called SRS. Okay, so at the end, they would finalize all the requirements and prepare system requirement specification sheet. Okay, SRS. System requirement specification sheet. They would identify all the requirements. Suppose that 5,000 requirements have been identified. For every requirement, they would give an ID, description, and then they ask the client whether the requirement which they had gathered is really necessary for them or not. Okay. So they will take client's consent also. Okay, client will also have to sign on this SRS in the end. It is one deliverable, one document that will be prepared. Your business analyst and client will also put signatures on SRS, stating that yes, these are the requirements, genuine requirements, and we want software that can fulfill these requirements. Next, very, very important. Okay, probably until all these phases are over, your company will not make you involved in the project. Okay, they will not call you. They will not call you to come forward and participate in the project. Okay, because highly experienced business analysts will take care of completing all these stages. Once SRS is prepared, then design discussions will begin. Okay, design the system or software or the project. So here, if you have somewhere around 3 to 4 years of experience, right, then you people will also be invited to take part in design discussions. So if you get such an invitation, you must never decline. You must consider it as a privilege. Design. Without design, even, even a physically visible product, like the products of manufacturing sector are also not developed, right? For example, Maruti manufactures cars. They would first design a car and then only manufacture it. Design is like one kind of planning, right? So here during this phase, they would decide how many modules must be there in the software and what are the dependencies between one module and the other. And then they would also identify classes that have to be present in every module, right? They will identify the flow control, etc. Now, once design is thoroughly prepared, Design will be usually expressed in the form of UML diagrams. Okay. During this phase, what comes out as output are UML diagrams. Again, these are all documents. Okay. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. There are different kinds of notations that were provided to software engineers. Those notations can represent class, object, right, activities, flow, collaboration, etc. So with the help of those UML diagrams, design will be published in the form of documents. Then, once design is over, the phase that next begins is coding. Okay. At this stage, developers will come forward, take the design, and convert that design into programs. We call that as coding. During that phase, any programming language like Java, Python, C Sharp, or PHP could be used. If it is a web application, well, PHP, right? Or React, Angular. There are different technologies available with the help of which applications can be carried out or can be developed. Okay. Now, design is not only studied by developers, but must also be studied by testers. Okay. Because, testers, of course, testers will read the requirements also. See, both the developers and testers will read requirements. A requirement specification sheet is prepared for the sake of developers and testers so that they can study them and understand them. Okay. Why should testers study requirements? Because while coding is going on, testers cannot sit idle, right? You are a tester means what is your duty? Your duty is to test the final product, but final product is not yet ready. So what should you be doing then until then? Would you be sitting idle? No, you can never afford to do that, right? So while developers write code, you people must prepare test cases and become ready. Okay, so that by the time coding finishes, you can immediately jump into the fray and start performing testing. Okay, so testing is that next phase that comes after coding. Okay, testing. During this time, you thoroughly test the software because by the time project will be in one executable form. Okay, it will be readily running. One, say, by double clicking on an executable file can run the project. So you will run the project, and then while it is running, you will verify whether each and every requirement that is mentioned in the SRS document has been fulfilled, has been correctly developed or not. Okay. Suppose if it is a banking application, well, in the banking application, there must be a provision for the customer to log in. There must be a provision for the customer to check balance. There must be a provision for the customer to generate or get the statement, monthly statement, yearly statement, daily statement. There must be a provision available to transfer funds. What I cited out are all functionalities which the end user expects to see there, customer expects to see there, right? So even before that bank's website is exposed to the customer, you, the tester, will have to first check whether all those functionalities are present in the application or not. And if they are present, are they working correctly or not? Okay. So that part is called testing. All right. If any functionality is not working properly, or if some functionality is missing, then you have to, identify it as a defect. Defects are called as bugs. You have to generate a bug report and send it to the development team again, right? So that they will incorporate that requirement again. Now, after testing finishes, then, this testing, there are so many other aspects to be learned regarding testing. Okay, our training program will mainly, mainly concentrated around testing. All right. And then Once testing is done, then application will be delivered to the client and there it will be deployed. Okay, deployment and then maintenance. Okay, so application will be deployed, so your client will start using it, and in its life cycle, during or over a period of time, your client will identify some more requirements because of ever evolving business strategies. Businesses expand. Hello, everybody. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes.
Right. All right. Sorry, there was, suddenly when Zoom is used, my system goes for a reset. Okay, anyway, that doesn't happen too often. Don't worry. So deployment and maintenance. Okay. Once software is deployed, then, maintenance begins. Maintenance means extra features to be added. Okay. So do not be in an impression that maintenance is a process of, correcting mistakes or something like that. All those activities are already over. Only when software is found to be working 100% correct, it will be deployed. But further, as business strategies change, as requirements grow more and more, your clients will discover that there is something more to be done, right? Something more is needed. At that time, they will come back to you only, asking you to provide uh, more and more features. Okay. So therefore, that is called as maintenance. And during this maintenance phase, once again, when the client comes to you with new requirements, this whole process restarts. Is it not? Your client has come forward asking you to provide more features, means what becomes the duty of your people then? Again, gather the requirements, right? New features, new requirements will have to be gathered. Then they have to be analyzed. Once again, system requirement specification sheet will have to be prepared. UML diagrams will have to be prepared. Coding, testing, and this goes on and on, on and on, on and on, never ending, right? Therefore, we call this as a cycle, SDLC, software development life cycle, right? Every software development company like TCS, Accenture, Wipro, they always, retain their same customers, same clients. Once a client enters their compound, they would never, right, what do you say, leave that client. Means they would always try to retain that client by providing more and more services, right? And clients also generally don't tend to switch their software providers because, once they found that software developed by TCS helped them in, carrying out their business operations successfully, why would they choose Accenture then, right? So they repose faith in the same. development company. And you people also must strive to see that that client never, approaches any other company. Okay. So we must not lose our clients. We must retain them. Year by year, list of clients must only be growing. Well, here there are two very, very important phases in which you would be participating. Every other phase is also important. But focus is on coding and testing. Why? Because youngsters like you will be participating mainly in these two phases, coding, testing. If you are a developer, you would go for coding. If you are a tester, test the application. Testing is equally important. Okay, not only coding, but testing is also equally important, right? If software is not thoroughly tested, and if it is released to the client with all bugs in it, the client will never be satisfied, right? Your client will not come back to you again, right? So testing is very, very important, and hence one of the main pillars of this development life cycle is testing, right? Yes, this testing will have to be carried out either manually or through automation, right? So first we will study manual testing practices, and then gradually we will also learn automation. But as how we planned yesterday, right? Shall we devote half of our time in knowing about the technology called Java, right? Manual testing will be studied, right? One by one. So testing is what we'll be studying, and manual testing and test automation, right? These days there is a heavy dependency on automation. Manual testing is important, no doubt. No doubt. See, those who do not know manual testing can never become successful in test automation. Okay. Manual testing is important, but these days, no project is ever tested only by using manual practices. Automation is involved everywhere, right? So therefore, knowing that importance, let us start slowly discussing about Java. Okay. All right. Now I will take you towards the Java, which will be used in this automation process. In the meantime, manual testing practices will also be studied. But tomorrow, during the first half of the training session, I would like to discuss about various models of SDLC. You just try to understand what are various phases, right? These phases are carried out in different styles by different companies. Okay. So depending upon the way these phases are implemented, okay, software development life cycle is called with different names, like is viewed in the form of different models, like waterfall model, prototyping model, iterative model.
Agile model.
Yes, very good. Latest model is agile model. Almost like 90% of the companies say use agile model. Waterfall model is almost gone, but it stands as the role model, base model. All right. So we'll study few things about them. We need not delve too much into them. Agile is what you must understand thoroughly, however, because 90% of the companies use agile. Yes, agile. Then there is a model called RAD model. There are different types of models. V model. V model used to be the most famous before agile, just before agile, right? I worked in V model almost like for 8 years. Okay, V model was very, very popular then. But now slowly all these models are fading out. However, it becomes your duty to know about them, at least something about them. Otherwise, you cannot talk confidently about software development. Sometimes in the interview, they may ask you about to tell what are other models, okay, other than Agile you know about. All right. So tomorrow we'll study about SDLC models also. I will introduce you to 2 to 3 models. All right. That is, you can consider all that as, you know, ground that we are establishing to understand testing concepts. All right. And gradually after SDLC models are understood, I will, speak about manual testing and explain the proceedings to be followed, etc. Don't worry. In the meantime, we are not immediately beginning test automation, but sparing some time, okay, to learn Java towards Java. All right, because Java is required for writing test scripts, automated test scripts to Selenium, right? All right. So I will provide this material that I have with me, right? I have interesting documents with me. I will hand over these documents to your training organization, right? Your training coordinator will in turn make them available to you. Don't worry. In the meantime, yeah, for test automation, as you know, we must use any one language like C# or Java or Python. These are all languages. And there is a tool called Selenium. Selenium has a very high demand, highly in demand. Okay. And there is a high demand for testers who can use Selenium in European countries mainly. In US also there is high demand, but the highest demand comes from Europe. Okay. So, because all projects they carry out are tested thoroughly by using Selenium. Selenium is a specialized tool with the help of which web applications can be tested. Selenium is mainly used to test web applications. Okay. There are, other frameworks that can be used along with Selenium. Like there is a framework called TestNG. We'll slowly discuss about that. Okay. But first, to see, I am introducing a little bit of Java right in the beginning only to make this training program more interesting to you. Okay. Because, if I sit here and, talk about manual testing practices for the whole hour continuously, then you will be bored, believe me. Manual testing is important, but, 30 to 35 minutes, discuss about it every day. Then remaining 30 minutes, let us utilize in discussing Java. Slowly, by the time Java finishes, manual testing also will be over and you are ready to do test automation, right? That is the advantage. If I begin Java after completely discussing about manual testing, then continuously if I discuss only Java for 15 or 20 days, then you will forget manual testing practices. If you forget manual testing practices, then it will be difficult for you to write even test automation cases. Okay? So they all are interlinked. Therefore, let us make this training program become more and more interesting. Okay. Yes. So first of all, you people must download and install Java. Okay. Don't worry about downloading Selenium now itself. Because as I already said, we are not going to start test automation right now. We are going to start Java, right? Slowly we'll understand fundamentals of Java. Okay. So you have to download and install Java. Java also evolved from time to time. There came Java evolved version by version, right? The version which stood out as the most stable version until a few years back was Jdbc 8, which is called as Java Development Kit 8. So you can consider it as Java version 8. But then there came 9, 10, 9 and 10 quickly vanished. They were taken away because they had few bugs in them. Then JDK 11 stood out as a stable version for some time. Okay. There are companies which still use 8. Okay. Now 11. Then came, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They were all introduced, but quickly, in a matter of 2 to 3 months, each one of them was, withdrawn. Okay. Why do they withdraw? It's simply because, some shortfalls were noticed. So they, made it more better and released a new. Like that, then came 17. So I'm only writing stable versions here. Okay. 17 is slowly becoming a stable version now. Means slowly being recognized as a stable version now. The industry will not immediately embrace every new version that is introduced for production. Okay, I hope you are all able to understand. All right, when a new version is released into the market, industry takes a wait and watch policy. All right, they would let others use it first. Okay, and see if there are any complaints about it. Sometimes compiler itself could have bugs in it. All right, so therefore slow and steady approach is what the industry takes. Now 17 is slowly becoming more stable, and in the meantime 20 was also introduced, but Oracle Corporation has not released any official announcement asking the industry to use 20. All right. 20 has been introduced, but there is no official announcement from Oracle Corporation. And who is Oracle Corporation? You know who owns Java now? Have you heard about this company, Oracle Corporation? Right? Usharani, Aishwarya, Ankita, Tejasvi, Rajesh, right? No? Yeah. So Oracle is a very famous company, right? Very big company. Maybe the second biggest after Microsoft. Oracle Corporation develops database management systems, right? CRMs, financial packages. They are now into cloud also, cloud service providers, and many more things. And they own Java. Do you know who first officially developed and released Java?
Sun Microsystem.
Very good. Sun Microsystems. Stanford University Network, Sun Microsystems. A gentleman called James Gosling. Okay. James Gosling was the CEO of this company, and he was the one behind development of Java. He developed Java along with others. Now, I am not saying he alone developed it. There are 4 to 5 other people who were part of his team. And this gentleman, sometimes visits Hyderabad also. Now he is not the CEO anymore. Okay, he sold away his company to Oracle Corporation. Right? And now, he conducts seminars all around the world. Sometimes he visits Hyderabad also. He came here 2 years back, okay, at that place called Novotel. He conducted a seminar. Not only Hyderabad, he goes to Bangalore, Chennai, right, major cities in India, right? Okay. Now, Oracle Corporation has released 17 too. And I suggest that we all download 17 and install it. Actually, to you, it doesn't make any big difference because you people are going to learn CoreJava, right? Okay? CoreJava. This is what is needed for writing scripts to Selenium. Okay. Now, between 8 and 11, 11 and 17, 17 and 20, there aren't any great or big differences with respect to CoreJava. Okay? See, core, not only Java. Core means core Python or core C sharp. Core always remains same. Okay, so our earth also has got a core in the middle of it, down below, right? It always remains same. What is happening externally above the outer layer is changing, right? But internally core always remains same. That is why it is called core. Core means the heart of Java, right? All those principles which form the heart of Java are called core Java. So to you, it doesn't make any big difference whether you're using 8, 11 or 17 or 20. But, at the same time, you must always keep yourself updated with the latest things, right? So better adopt 17. Or if you have 11 already downloaded and installed, continue to use it. No issues. Okay, so either 11 or 17 is what we will be using, right? Do you all agree? See, we shall all work like a team. Okay, we must all have a common understanding. Shall we all go after 17? I think I already downloaded and installed 17. Let me verify. Java version. Yeah. So I do have 17 here. I will show you how to download from where you can download and install. Well, shall we use 17? All right then. So to download, in order to download that version 17, go to Google. Turns out to be the best friend of all, right? Then download Java 17 is what you can type here. Or you say download JDK 17, Java 17, all means same. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. All right, JDK stands for Java Development Kit. So remember, you must be possessing an account, a free account, Oracle free account. If you don't already have an account, you can create it, free account. Java SE. See, Java mainly comes in two flavors. Java SE. SE stands for Standard Edition. Okay, which is also called as CoreJava. Right, and then Java EE. EE stands for Enterprise Edition, which is called by people as Advanced Java. Okay, all these Advanced Java technologies are web technologies, those which are used while developing websites. Now you are learning Java so as to write test scripts and automate the process of testing websites. Okay, so your aim is not to develop websites, right? Your aim is to test websites. And during that process, you need the help of the tool called Selenium. And Selenium can understand scripts that are written in Java. Which Java? CoreJava. So to you, SE is enough. So therefore, now SE is nothing but that CoreJava. Okay. So Java SE archive or archive, whatever you may call it as, downloads. Why they are calling archive? Because 20 was introduced, right? So 17 is pushed back to archives. Right. Archive means old. All right. Yes, click on it. Java SE 17 archive download. Right. And then go to Java SE Development Kit 17.0.10. 17. See, I do have 17.0.9. This is 0.10. Minor version numbers, don't worry about them. Okay. You download this one, 17.0.10. Right. Now, you know why Java is so popular? Mainly because of its platform independence. Okay? Java allows, that means after you develop test scripts for Selenium on Windows platform, you could find that, or you can make those same test scripts run on Linux, Mac, any other platform too. Okay. Tools which run on JavaScripts are platform independent. You can run Selenium on Mac, Windows, Linux by using same JavaScript or same script written in Java. Okay. So Java is platform independent. What is meant by platform? Does anybody have an idea? Platform.
Windows,
Yes,
Linux.
very good, very good. An operating system plus processor. Yes, operating systems means Windows, Linux,
Linux.
and there is one another popular operating system called Mac, right? You all
Mac.
know it. Yeah. Mac. Does anybody use Apple computer? Mac, right? Mac is the operating system that runs Apple computers. Plus processor means here, it's not about the company which manufactures the process, but the bit, 64-bit processor, and then there are 32-bit processors also, right? Nowadays, people stopped using 32-bit, almost gone. Everybody is using 64-bit only. So whether it is Windows 64-bit or 32-bit, whether it is Linux 64-bit or 32-bit, whether it is Mac 64-bit or 32-bit, Java code that is written on one platform can run on other platforms. Okay. So operating system plus processor is called as platform. Now here, first of all, you have to download a development kit according to the platform that you have. Okay. Now, if your computer is driven by Mac, then go to this area, Mac operating system. Right. If it is Linux, come to this place. Here there are Windows options, right? Most probably you are all using Windows, is it not? We in India, we all like to use Windows. Okay. Is anybody attending the class from US or UK here? No, I suppose, right? You are all from India, right? Okay. So probably you would all have Windows operating system running your computers. Now click on this exe file or MSI. Both are same. MSI means Microsoft installer, which also works like an exe. But don't download compressed archive. Windows x64 installer, I prefer this one. 64-bit. Nowadays, there are 32-bit computers have almost vanished, right? Nobody prefers to use them. So click this link and start download. When you click this link, see, download has immediately begun in my case because, I already logged in to my Oracle account once. Once means sometimes a few days back. And my browser still remembers it. But when you are doing this for the first time, Oracle shows a login form. And in that login form below, there will be a button or a link provided to create an account if you don't already have one. Okay. So if you don't have an account, click that link. Then fill up a simple form like your first name, last name, your job role, your company. So if you don't like to mention a job role there, you just enter student. And company, if you don't like to specify any company name there, then write down anything like you write down DURGASOFT, no problem. Okay. Oracle Corporation will not call you back and inquire about anything. Okay. They will not even ask you to buy their product also. All right. Just for maintaining a database of all the people who are using Java, they ask such questions. Okay, simply you have to furnish your phone number, your personal phone number. You can, without any fear, furnish it. Okay, and your email address. And no, probably you will have to set one username and password for yourself. You better use email address itself as the username. Set one password, right? And then submit the form. And then immediately you will receive a mail. Okay, go to the inbox of your mail and confirm your account. Okay, by clicking a link. That's enough. Once you confirm, then later on you can come back to this page, the same page, right? Click the link here, and when the login form pops out, just enter your user ID and password and then log in. Once you log in, then until history, browser history is deleted, that login will remain valid. All right. So please create a free account of your own. Okay. So you don't have to search for that form again in the internet. You just straight away come to this place, click this link, and then that form will automatically come up, login form. Okay. Yes. Done. That's all. After downloading it, you can go to downloads and check whether it is really downloaded or not. If it is completely downloaded, double click on it, and then and then installation process will begin. Installation is a very straightforward process, almost like next, finish, right? Have any problems, you let me know tomorrow. I can even show you the installation process also. What I will do is simply I will uninstall my JDK 17 and reinstall it again so that you can know it. But believe me, a very straightforward process. Next, finish kind of thing. That's all, right? Finally, when you see close button, you just press close button. In that same window which shows close button, it may also show one button called next steps. Don't click on next steps. Okay. Close button is what you have to click finally, and everything will be installed. After once it is installed, you have to verify whether installation has gone or has been carried out correctly or not, right? See, you accept all default settings in every step. Simply press next, and lastly close. Then to verify whether Java was properly installed or not, simply go to this PC, right? Go to C drive. Usually it will be installed into C drive. Unless otherwise you change the drive, well, it is always C drive only. In C drive, under program files, okay. See, you always have this program files folder, right? If you are using Windows. Under program files, you must be able to see a folder called Java. This folder will be newly created and placed here during that installation process. Okay, you could find the folder called Java. Inside this folder Java, you should be seeing a subfolder called JDK 17. See, here I do have even JDK 11 also. Okay, but don't install two versions like this, all right? Because you are a beginner, you can get into confusion. Just download JDK 17. You will find one folder called JDK 17. If this folder appears, then it means Java was successfully installed. Okay. All right. Inside it, you can find subfolders like this, bin, conf, etc. I will explain role of each and every folder later on. But if you could see JDK 17 present there, then it means your installation was successful. Right. Yes, that is the first thing that you have to do. Download and install Java. What I told you now is environment, how to set up environment, right? Next, see, JDK, Java Development Kit contains both the compiler and runtime environment. Okay. Gradually, I will explain about everything. Don't worry. Each and every minute thing will be explained. Uh, but if you simply download and install that compiler and runtime environment, uh, you know, it's not enough. Why? Because, how do you write source code and then give it to the compiler then? Okay, if you install JDK, by the time compiler would already arrive. But what about the editor using which you can write code? For writing source code and presenting it before the compiler, some editor will be required. And if you use Notepad can be used as an editor, no doubt. But Notepad, being a simple text editor, does not offer any kind of assistance regarding making you know about the inbuilt APIs, okay, or assistance regarding debugging the code, or assistance regarding highlighting the errors, etc. It does not provide any such assistance, right? Therefore, you know, we don't prefer to use simple text editors like Notepad. Okay. There are famous IDEs like Eclipse. Eclipse is very, very famous. IntelliJ IDEA, IntelliJ IDEA. And nowadays people use VS Code also, Visual Studio Code. Okay, there are different IDEs available. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Integrated Development Environment or environment, whatever you may call it as, right? There are different IDEs. IDE can provide not only an editor, but also debugging tools, right? And it also helps in compiling the code, running the code, right? It helps you to integrate external frameworks. All such activities will become easy, and all those things that you look for are there in one place, and therefore it is called as integrated development environment. Okay, so you must download and install any one integrated development environment. I suggest, since you are a beginner, I suggest that you download and install either Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. Anyone. Better go to IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, nowadays, IntelliJ IDEA is, becoming more and more famous in the industry. I'm keeping industry requirements in view and giving you the guidance. All right. So tomorrow I will show you how to download IntelliJ IDEA. Subsequently, I will also show Eclipse if you are interested in using it. But I prefer that you use IntelliJ IDEA. Okay. Because nowadays it is hard to find Eclipse which is compatible with JDK 17. Until JDK 11, Eclipse proved to be enough, proved to be good. But now Java has, taken a very big leap, 17. So Eclipse cannot recognize 17. There are, few editions which can only recognize 17, not all editions of Eclipse. And there are several editions of Eclipse available. That could lead you into confusion. Therefore, I prefer IntelliJ IDEA, right, which can readily recognize 17. You can, develop scripts for Selenium and run them easily too. But remember, we have to first learn CoreJava and then only we'll be writing Selenium scripts. Right, Amma? All right, then. Have any doubts regarding the concepts discussed today? Tomorrow, as we meet, we will first devote some time on manual testing. Okay. And then remaining half towards this, Java environment, etc. Slowly we'll begin Java also. So by conducting these two discussions simultaneously in the first half and second half, you could get ready, right, for the automations. Sumit, you want course content, right, sir? Yeah, course content. I had already submitted the course content to your training coordinator. I will ask them to make that course content available to you, right, Amma? Sumit? Later on, I can show that course content, same thing in the class also. But I will definitely ask them to forward that course content to you. Not only to Sumit, to everyone, whoever all is interested in the course, that course content must be provided. Yes, yes. Definitely. I had taken a note of your request, Sumit. Don't worry. Well, does anybody have any more questions? Today we have come almost to the end of the session. Gradually, I will increase 15 minutes time. Yes, Usharani, Aishwarya, were you there yesterday? Miss Usharani attended yesterday. Nanda attended yesterday. Tejaswani was there. Rajesh, I think you joined only today, right, Rajesh? Sri Vidya was there right from the beginning. Sumit was also there.
Sir, class
Yes, sir.
record.
Today only I have been attended, sir. I am Rajesh
Okay.
here.
Okay, Rajesh. Rajesh, can you
class
just...
record not send it, why?
Pardon?
Class record.
Recording, have they not made it available to you?
Okay, sir.
No, no, I'm just asking you whether it was provided to you or not.
Not, sir.
Okay, then I will immediately, I will call them. Okay, don't worry. So
Sir, I
recording is
also
one.
didn't get the
Okay, sir,
recordings.
thank you.
Yeah, they will see once they start sharing that recording, they will give it to everyone. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Rajesh, could you just briefly introduce yourself, Rajesh?
Yes, sir. Surely, sir. I am Rajesh. I am from Karnataka, Ballari. Presently working in Delhi, sir, as a
Good.
project support engineer,
Good.
and have done my B in Triple, sir, and I have done my MBA also.
Good.
Basically, I worked for 4 years in core, sir, electrical field only. Later on, I shifted to IT side, sir.
Very good.
Yes.
Right.
Sir, and I have some personal question. When
Sure.
can I ask you, sir?
Rajesh, can we meet tomorrow? Right.
Yeah, surely, sir.
Tomorrow we shall. Can you just log in 5 to 10 minutes early, Rajesh?
Yeah, surely, sir.
I will request the training coordinator to start meeting early. Right, Amma?
Yeah, surely, sir. Fine, sir.
Right.
No issues. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. You are most welcome, Rajesh. I thank you all for attending today's session. So we'll meet tomorrow, right? In the meantime, I will talk to your coordinator and request them to provide you recorded sessions and also the training material. Material and then course content. All right, sir. Thank you. Thanks to you all. Good night. We shall meet tomorrow.